If anybody, Mimi, if you want to share it to the groups, that'd be great. Welcome everyone, Thursday night, Shredders Unite business call. I am super excited tonight. We have an action-packed event in that normally we're interviewing and getting the stories and finding out how we can share and so forth. But tonight we're going to go deep. We're going to talk about the leveraging and utilizing tools. And the number one tool we have right now within our group is the Now site. Hold on one second. I think I'm hearing feedback.
And just close your browser if you have a browser open on Facebook.
Got it.
That's why it's doing that.
Okay, got it, guys. All right, everyone, I'm back, I hope. Allison?
Yeah.
I'm going to turn off your video.
I'm cleansing today, guys.
Cool.
All righty. So we'll start again. All right, Shredders Unite business call. Thursday night, we're going to go deep with Olivier Elg and Adam Sisk. We're going to talk about the Now site. And tonight we're going to talk about business applications, and our number one tool is the Now site. Adam, I wanted to welcome you back. I'm sorry I wasn't here the first time when Sean had to interview you. It was our anniversary that evening, which I had forgotten about.
Oh, and, you shouldn't have said that, man. You shouldn't have said you forgot.
No, I forgot that I had scheduled you on my anniversary date. And then I realized, like, oh, because I really wanted to interview you. But I did watch the replay, and it was phenomenal. It was fantastic. But I thought I'd start tonight because a lot of people who do know you, and if they do not know Adam, he's a board member with ER Shred. He's been with us from the very, very beginning. He's incredibly active within the groups, but he's also the guru of Now site and content creation for our ER Shred community. Adam, you've had an amazing result, obviously, with ER Shred. We know about the issues you've had with pain and how it's been a big turnaround for you. And I know for myself personally, and hope for a lot of people out there, we've been following the CIS pack now for several months, along with your twins and your two older girls. Just got back from a trip from Disney World. So tell us, 3 weeks in Disney World.
Yep.
It was all vacation, but you did get some work done, right?
Oh, yeah. So, it was 3 weeks, but we weren't, at Disney the entire time. We did take a couple of days and go over to the Gulf Coast and things like that. But yeah, it was fantastic. It was a dream come true, to be able to go down there and spend time with my family in the place I love the most, which is Disney World. We're a very, very Disney-oriented family. We love it. We just think it's a great place for families and stuff like that. And then, for those of you that don't know, I used to be in the bar restaurant business for like 20 years, and the last 15 of that before Isagenix. I live in Ocean City, which is a tourist town. And March and April are the gearing up months for May and beyond. And for me to be able to go for 3 weeks to Florida for almost the entire month of April and not have to worry about losing money or not making money and stuff like that, it was fantastic. It was absolutely fantastic. And I was able to, and some of you probably saw some of my posts, or maybe you saw a live that I did, I was keeping up with my business and my business builders the entire time. It was that simple. That's the beauty of network marketing.
And that's one of the most amazing things, is that it's freedom, it's the flexibility, it's do what you want, where you want. And it's a lot about lifestyle. And I think that quality of life, as my friend Peter, as your friend Peter says, it's about quality of life.
Yeah, and, a friend of mine said something to me years ago, and it stuck with me, because at the time that they said this to me, I was working. I owned, in addition to bartending, at one of the 7 busiest bars in the nation, the first busiest bar on the East Coast. also started two companies. One was a lawn care company, and then one was a palm tree brokerage company, because they ship up palm trees from Homestead, Florida every year to Ocean City. Anyway, but a friend of mine said, Adam, it's not about the money that you make, but it's about the life that it costs you. And it always stuck with me. I was like, wow, you know what? You're exactly right. And this was before I had kids to where I could really grasp that concept. But yeah, I mean, the time freedom's fantastic.
You learned that actually a lot earlier than I did. But yeah, man, I was hitting 40, 41 and beyond stress and hair falling out and just thinking, I can't believe I'm not happier than I should be. And I was paying the price. Tell us about how you were in Disney World for 3 weeks. I know you had some fun. You are living the life. It's not necessarily being compliant 1000% or the strict program where you can't get off now and then. Tell us, you had fun. You come back. You back on board again. Where are you at with your shred lifestyle?
So we traveled down. We drove down. Or flying, it's the same. With our definitely had our shakes, right? So breakfast was never, and it's still to this day, never a question. It's always a shake, unless you cleanse it or whatever, and butter coffee, obviously. But so that aspect of it was exactly the same. And then the rest of the day. Sure, we made good decisions. Were they great decisions? No. Were there some bad decisions? Absolutely, but they tasted fantastic and made me happy. And yeah, I drank a ton of beers, $10, $11 beers at Disney, But, I literally paid for it. I paid for it with money, and I paid for it by walking around, the parks and stuff like that and being active. So yeah, I enjoyed myself. I didn't weigh myself before I went, and I never really do. I can just tell by how my clothes fit and how I feel. But my body was telling me, all right, dude, it's time to dial it back in when you get home. And that's what I did. Didn't take me long at all to get back, to where I want to be.
It's our magic in the bottle. It's our fountain of youth. I mean, it's always easy to come back to, and it's not hard to get back on the saddle.
Right. But when you fall off, don't take one bad moment, to totally ruin the rest of it. Right. It's so easy to stick to, and travel with, and it'll save you a ton of money too. I don't know if you guys ever ate out 3 meals a day. That is expensive. So if you can deduct breakfast from that, and by the way, my two older kids, they're also drinking the shakes for breakfast, right? So that's a ton of money that we're saving, and we don't feel like crap right after.
It's some of the best nutrition, obviously, you can give the kids.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal. I think it's one of the things I love the best, be it with you and your kids, or like with Colin and his little baby with Grayson, who's like not even a year and a half yet. Kids don't understand the concept of nutrition, but it's really cool when they light up when they see they have the opportunity to have their shake in the morning. And even my dogs like the shakes. I pour a little bit on their dog food every morning.
Yeah, sure. My kids ask for it. Sometimes it's cereal, sometimes it's eggs and toast, whatever. They're kids. I get it. But other times they'll be like, can I have a birthday cake shake? Can I have a chocolate shake? Can I have a shake cake? Stuff like that. And it's so easy. It costs $3.20 and it takes 30 seconds. And they don't drink the whole thing, whatever.
I'm going to jump way forward, and then I'm going to come backwards because I'm going to get Olivier on. But you told me something that kind of blew me out of my seat, in that you were in Disney. And how many emails do you feel you sent to your
I sent
campaign?
I sent over 2,000 emails in the 3 weeks that, from the time, about 2,000, by the time we left our house here in Berlin, Maryland, to the time we got back, about 2,000, maybe more. And I didn't click send one time. It was automatic.
This is basically the people who you've accumulated on your list that are taking a look at any of the products, or be it ER Shred, and
Yeah.
they're just basically getting dripped on until they say, I want out?
Well, it's both. So it's not only those people, but it's also my team's people. Okay. So if somebody comes in with an ER Shred pack, I have an email drip campaign that I tell them, I say, look, if you just enrolled so-and-so, you go to this and you put their email in here, and it takes care of that. It takes care of IsaLife app. It takes care of IsaBody Challenge. It takes care of how to log into your back office, periodically. It tells you the nutrition. It tells you this, it tells you that. I mean, it's an email campaign, I think, of 27 emails over 8 months. So if somebody comes in with ER Shred or the traditional Isagenix or just random products, whatever, I tell them to put them in that. If somebody comes in for the collagen, guess what? It's specific for that. I tell them to put their emails in here, and then it's just tick, 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 tick.
Oh, one of the amazing things when you think about leverage is that not only have you leveraged yourself and your time, but you're basically creating the same environment for your team, which is like you're double dipping, but in a big way. But really, it's all about team. And that's what I love about this business model, is that it's not so much about me. And I used to hear this from Jimmy Smith, said that he's our #1 income earner in the company. And he always would say, it isn't who you enroll, but it's who your people enroll. And tends to develop or basically drive your business longer term. And you kind of already you've taken step 1, but you're also taking step 2 and 3 by making that available to your team, which I think is brilliant.
And I've told my people, my upline and the people I've been with for a long time, if this was available to us 5 years ago, 4 years ago, when I got started in the business, I'd be legacy easy. Absolutely. Because think about how you guys open emails, or think about what catches your eye and then you click on it. And that's what I try to recreate for those people, because we scroll through emails a million times a day, right? And then there's that one that you click on, oh, what's this? And especially if you're using some of the products and it's for that specific thing, then you'll open it up. And if you don't know how to log into your back office, then you don't know what else Isagenix has to offer. And everything Isagenix has to offer has a BV attached to it. So you got to get it out there.
That's a terrific point. And I do want to say that. So for the people who are on this call, I'm assuming everybody's interested in the business, and you're actually out there sharing and having your result. Primarily probably with ER Shred in the beginning, but understand, like Adam just stated, there's a lot of really, really good products, and not just obviously for your customers to understand, but even for you to consume. So for example, we ran out of Isagenix coffee, and I ran to the grocery store, and I tried to get something that was very, very close in terms of how it's harvested, clean of toxins and so forth. And the best thing that I could find that compared to our coffee is the bulletproof coffee. But for the same bag, same size, it's $14.97. And I thought, holy cow. It's like $11, maybe it's $12 for us. And yet here's the other thing, is that it's $12 for me to consume the coffee, but I'm paying myself in the process, because anything that you consume counts towards your own business volume. And it goes towards your pay leg, as we say. So it makes a lot of sense. And for those that haven't yet, it's definitely a good thing to explore the other options and the things that are available to you. Olivier, I want to bring you in here, sir. Are you still there?
I'm still right here.
Awesome. Now, I know a lot of people have had the opportunity to work with you, but why don't you go ahead and I'd love for you to tell the story of how you met Sean. And you were here with ER Shred from the very beginning, because I know that in October, when I was looking at what was being created, he came up with the, with the branding and the logo. But right along with that, he came up with the ershred.com site, which is available to everybody to use. And you obviously were the creator of that. So tell the audience and myself, how did this get started?
Well, it's like, just to give you guys a little bit of story of the background I have with Isagenix. I've been on the products for more than 11 years. So I know a lot of you guys, a lot of the team leader. It's like an extended family for me. So it's like when I started 4 years ago to work with Downside, who is a marketing company. And our main focus is just small to medium-sized businesses. And back in October, when I started to talk with Sean and Crystal Escobar, they were just starting to launch the ER shred. And what we did, each one of the tools, unlike we are using now, you're able to customize that any way you want. So I was able to work with Jesse, I was able to work with Sean, I was able to work with every team leaders to be able to customize to the T. And that's, you know, that's what make a huge difference. So like when we started, it was like, you know, in October all the way until now. Adam started like a few months back. And that was very interesting because like with the conversation we got with Adam, that was Adam and his brother. His brother knows a lot of things about marketing, sales funnels, and all of those tools. And Adam, from the start, he didn't know much about it. But how the simplicity of the systems and how you're just going to be able just to learn as you grow and customize it the way you want. It's like it's just become, as we say, as like one of the #1 guy using those tools. That's why he's got as many results now. And Sean and Crystal did exactly the same thing too. They just applicate all of those, like just using those tools with their team and just share that with the group. And the group is able just to share that with everybody else. I'm so glad to see how everything is going now, because the synergy, not only between team members, but like every team is coming from every team leaders from a lot of different groups in Isagenix. Everybody's working together to create those tools to be able to be accessible to anybody who's starting it. That's for me is a very powerful thing. And I listen all the time to what the need is from every customers. And when we're able to adapt, to evolve, to create, and to get all of those tools available in any of the team, each one of you guys are able to create with the platform. Every day, Adam's creating social content. He's creating website, he's creating web templates for the new products and everything else. The first thing he does, he posts it and he add that onto the group in our site when everybody can access the group. One click and add that onto their own main platform.
So for those that don't understand, basically this is a subscription service.
Correct.
That we have. And with that though, you are allowed to be able to tap into other team or community members' work or sites. And so I think Adam, I think your group is called Adam's Experiments.
Yeah. I started that early on, actually, right when I found out about that section, because I didn't know that I was going to be able to create anything, because I have no experience in this at all. So, but once, what really sold me on Now Site was the first, when Olivier told me about the collaboration part. And I saw Sandra Davidson's email campaign for new members, for new customers. And I was just blown away. I was like, so they're the ones that made those 20 something emails. They did the front end work. And all I had to do was click a button, then it jumps over to my Now Site account. Yes, I had to go into each email and make sure I change, every piece of information that was, specific to her, whether it be her group, which is called the Break Free Project, I think. So I would change that to ER Shred or my team group. If there was a link in there that was specific to her, I would change that and stuff like that. So yeah, there is some time to be put into it on the front end. But guys, I just told you, those emails go out automatic now. It's just boom, 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 boom. And that's what sold me on Now Site more than anything, more than the websites, more than the social media stuff. It was that, because I know if I had that information as a customer when I first got started, I would have tried so much more when I first got started.
So you're looking at it, obviously you've got a better marketing mind than I do, but I initially looked at this and said, I would do this period only from the standpoint of the convenience of having a landing site. And in my point of view, we're all independent not contractors, we're independent entrepreneurs. You're running your own business. And I would prefer to have not only the creative ability of controlling the messaging, but also being in control of the messaging. And I know several people had contacted me recently, and they said, well, what do you think of NowSite? You know, we can probably do the same with Isagenix. And I said, you can, however, this is how I look at it. What is your feeling on that?
Olivier?
It's just is something very positive about Isagenix. They've been putting in place tons of tools for everybody. It's like over the past 6 months when I saw, and it's like, and I've been helping a lot of people. And the first thing I saw in people's like eyes when we just spend that 30 minutes together and so like to create and to customize all of the tools. They like the simplicity. Everybody loved the simplicity. Somebody a couple of days ago was like told me it's like they spend 6 hours on a training for the Penny app. Like, how many people in your team do you think is going to spend that amount of time just to listen to and to learn to one tool? What we put in place, just like that email campaign, just like those landing page, like you're able to use the orchestrate sales funnel for yourself. Now you're able also to click, just with one click, duplicate this and ask your new distributor for the custom link for their product in our Isagenix back office and to customize that page for them. Because somebody's brand new, is not going to know about all of the details about the products, all of the details about the business, everything about the ordering. Do you guys need to count on your upline every minute of the day to set up appointment, to do call and with potential clients, or you want to be able just to browse, to create awareness, browse as many people as you want, send them a full template site with the presentations, testimonials, all of the info they need, and if they want right away, they can just click and order the products.
Yeah, let me touch on that real quick.
Go ahead.
So as I started to get a little bit more comfortable with NowSite, it was in January, and my family and I, we were on a quote staycation, in Ocean City at a hotel. And I had a friend reach out to me. She's a skincare guru, right? And she goes, tell me about this collagen. And I said, okay. And I sent her my collagen website back then, which was, whatever. And then 3 days later, she said she had some people interested. So that actually, the 3 days later was when I was at the hotel. And so instead of saying, okay, first go to Isagenix and pay the associate fee, then figure out how to do recommended carts, then figure out how to do NowSite, all I did was say, go pay the associate fee. We'll worry about it later, because she has a ton of people, that she wanted to send this to. And then I said, give me your username and password to your account, your Isagenix account. I made all the recommended carts for her. And then I put them into the NowSite, to the collagen website that I created for her. I mean, now she knows how to do it, but we were on a time crunch and she signed up 20 people in 13 days. So
you struck when the iron was hot. And I know a lot of people understand it's just like from the standpoint of what we ask you to stay as strict as possible to the protocol and get the very best benefit, because we want you guys to succeed. We know that it's not a perfect scenario that we're going to expect 100% all the time from everyone, but in the same thing in business, you're going to get whatever you put into it. And what I really respect you for is you saw the opportunity and said, let's run with it. Let's go for it. And a lot of people might say, hey, that's a lot of work. But yeah, it was a lot of work at that time, but that was crazy smart, because now that she's set up and running, you're on autopilot, right?
Yeah. And I can keep an eye on where these people are dropping into her organization as well. And, obviously I can move them, left or right if they need to be. But yeah, guys, it's just such a awesome tool. The way that I like to think of it, I mean, you guys know how easy it is to order off of Amazon. Make it that easy. I mean, I ordered what did I order last? Some house filters for my furnace. My first direction was to go to Amazon, nowhere else. It's like, boom, it's easy. So just make it easy for them.
I think the key here is not only just making it easy for them, but understand for a lot of you, some of you have been in this business for quite a while, like myself, and remember what it was like for you when you first started and the hoops you had to jump through and had to understand the back office, and you wanted to know about the comp plan, and at the end of the day, what ends up happening is you're getting busy to get busy, and you're overwhelmed with just minutia. I mean, you're not being productive. And what I love about what you've done with NowSite is that with knowing very, very little, you can get your people started when they're most excited. For example, they just come off the ER shred. Oh my God, I'm down 8 pounds. I'm down 10 pounds, 15 inches. I can't believe how good I feel. Oh, what are you doing? I'd like to do that. And then they're like, well, time out, hold on. I got to go ask somebody and try to figure out what do I do next. And I just think it's taking advantage of the opportunity when it presents itself. And that's part of the magic of this, in leveraging the NowSite.
Yeah, to touch on that real quick, guys. I mean, we know that the window of opportunity when somebody's ready to make a lifestyle change is like this, right? That's how it's cracked open. It's like this. And if you wait until, whenever I'll get back to you, it's going to be gone. The collagen's a little bit different because there's no required lifestyle change. It's just drink and go. But, so that's something to consider as well. Go ahead, Bob. Sorry.
No, and the other thing I wanted to ask is when I first looked at the opportunity here, I thought this is really, really cool just from a landing site. And I definitely want to take advantage of sales funnels and understand all of that, but I thought I'll put that to the side, but I just wanted to create a really slick landing site. And, right away, I remember calling you up, Adam, because you were right on it in the very beginning, and you pointed me to some of the same sites to share and so forth. And what I would just suggest for the people on the call tonight, you really don't have to go for like a search and and destroy mission and find out where should I go for the best content. My suggestion is Olivier has onboarding meetings. I would jump on those meetings, but I would automatically, the first thing you should do is go to Adam's experiments, because he is generous enough to put out all his creations, and they're all there. And they're specific to the ER Shred group. And of course, you have the other products as well, collagen, et cetera, that you've made available to everybody. So that's the most simplistic way to jump on. But what I wanted to ask is that the real strength of this program, as you mentioned, and I do believe, is in the follow-up, and that is the email campaigns. And that is, people don't buy the first time they take a look at it. It typically takes, they used to say in the late 80s, and I'm dating myself. I'll be 59 this year, right, honey? I think I'm 59 this year. But in the 80s, they used to say at McKinsey & Company that it would take 8 touches before a person would make a buy decision. And that is, a touch is either a print ad, TV ad, radio ad, or someone sharing or telling them about it. It could be a billboard. But the bottom line is someone had to basically see it 8 times. Now, this is going back into the late 80s, 87, 88, 89. Now with the internet and where we are today, I can tell you that the number of touches for you to make a buy decision has gone up exponentially. I mean, it's probably closer to 20, 25, 30 touches before somebody is going to make a purchase. So what you've done, Adam, is by creating your capture page and people say, I'm interested, because when they're interested, they're interested. So all they do is they put in their name and email, right? And they go right to your offer page and all the testimonials and all the information. Chances are some will buy, your first adopters, very few, maybe 5%, 1%. Very few people just jump on board and say, I'm in. But what you've done is you've captured their email and you've started the email campaign, which starts the dripping process. So they've always said, all the leaders have said in, my experience within this company and elsewhere, the key to success is in the follow-up. And it's the hardest thing for people to do to stay organized. And what the NowSite does for you is that, like you said, you sent 2,000 emails out while you're on vacation, and this is your drip campaign, and you never hit the button. You never hit the send button.
That's right.
So tell me, how was it that you started? How did you learn about the email campaigns? I mean, where do you go for that?
I learned
And
it
how would
from
you tell somebody to
Olivier.
get started? Okay.
Yeah. So I had that initial consult with Olivier after I signed up, because honestly, when I first Zoomed with him and my brother, um, I was like, I didn't understand it, so that scared me. And so I think it was probably another month or so before he got me back on another Zoom. And I did that out of respect to Sean, really, because it was Sean's recommendation. And then he is the one that Olivier told me about all the other aspects of NowSite and advantages of it, about the email campaign. And the email campaign, like I said earlier, that's what sold me. And when I saw Sandra Davidson's, and she put it there. I mean, guys, that email campaign alone must have taken, I don't know how many hours to develop. And she just said, yeah, I did it. So here, have it if you want it. And so I took it, and and I made it mine. So, and then I found out that I could duplicate emails by accident. Olivier might have told me, but I was just in there clicking around, and I clicked a button, and then it went away, and I was like, did that just say duplicate? And then so I went back to it, and it said duplicate. So I said, what does that do? So I clicked it, and it said duplicate, and then it showed up on my websites, and I said, what? Can I really do that? And sure enough, that's how I found out that I could duplicate websites. And that's right when my friend Katie, who got in with the collagen, got on. So it was wild.
So Olivier, now that we've been at this for about 7 months, or you have been specifically with NowSite, obviously, you've been with NowSite for many years.
4 years, correct.
For 4 years. So it's not, you're just not like something new to this. You're one of the co-founders of NowSite. So which is brilliant. Now that we've done this for 7 months and you have your onboarding systems down, I'm assuming that you've streamlined it, you've figured out what works, what doesn't work. So for a brand new person coming in, how would you suggest they get started?
Well, the first thing is, what I suggest people to go first is in our Facebook group, because a lot of people just like test drive it first, see what's, it's like who's doing what and how much success they're having with this. So the Facebook page we have, it's called the ISA NowSite Collaborator Group. We got like 220 people so far now, and everybody's interacting with everybody. It's like somebody's got a questions, or it's like Adam's like popping up with a new tools, or somebody's got a new a new video. So we exchanging a lot of new tools on that page. Part two is to check out the website, because what we did, we not only like create 1 or 2 tools, we use all of the marketing tools you guys listen, it's like using all the time. A lot of people are using MailChimp for email campaigns. A lot of people are doing like Facebook ads on a monthly basis. A lot of people doing like SMS campaigns. A lot of people are doing social media content, blogging. All of those different tools being used with different software and different platforms. So what we did, the very smart way, we just added everything onto one platform, everything automated when it's connected together, and it's just running by himself. The only thing you guys have to do, and that's what you guys are doing every day, is just go out there and create awareness, do live, like show testimonials and share the shred and share all of your products, because that's an emotion. Somebody's going to see your video. The first thing they're going to ask is like, how do I do this? How do I access to this? And so when you're able to share that with that person right away, you answer the question. The need is there. They really want to give it a test, like the 11-day ER shred. Just FYI, guys, it took me 2 months to start on a shred, but thanks to Bob and all of his results, I'm like, okay, let me just do this. And like 10 days before Thanksgiving, I decided to do the 11-day shred. I like 16.2 pounds in 11 days. I was just like, okay, This is working very well. And my new guys have been 11 years with Isagenix product. So I'm like, okay, that's just bringing me back to 10, 11 years ago. The system was working, very simple system, basic. So that's why we create this, to simplify everything. You guys is like, join our Facebook page, check out the website. And if you have any questions, just contact me directly. A lot of people here today on the live can testify. I spend a lot of time one-on-one with you guys. If you got any questions, send me a text, we jump on a Zoom. That's like, you don't need to spend 2 hours to try to figure it out. Just send me a text, we jump on a 10-minute Zoom, and we work together and just customize or rectify what needs to be done. This
first thing, Olivia, I gotta stop you there to recognize you. You've gone above and beyond really just about anybody who I've seen, and I have to applaud you with your mindset as far as how you always are looking at it from an abundant viewpoint and not looking at it from a scarcity of time or what else I could be doing. I don't know how you sleep. I mean, in the process, you actually moved from New Jersey to Georgia, and but you still made yourself available. So I would highly, highly recommend taking advantage of his he's so gracious with his time, but you have your planned Zoom meetings during the week, but you also set up independent custom, you'll do individual calls as well. One thing that I just wanted to highlight, you mentioned, I don't want people to glaze over this, is that, typically if we were to recreate what NowSite does for us, is that you would have to go out and you would have to find an email campaign such as MailChimp, which is a separate subscription and it's its own learning curve. You then would have to go out and find your own sales funnel like ClickFunnels and pay them a subscription, and again, their own learning curve. And what's interesting about all these different technologies is that they don't always work really good together. They'll do some things really good together, but there's typically it's like Google and Apple don't always mesh well, etc. So the beauty of NowSite is that, as you said, it's a one-stop shop where everything's available to you. But I think the biggest aspect of this is, and the gift, is that you're handling the back office. The background technology is seamless. We don't even see it. You've made it super, super functional. It's drag and drop. It's very, very easy to learn. But with Adam creating the content along with yourself, it's literally almost go here, click, duplicate, change a couple links, and you're in business within 10 minutes. And it's up to you if you want to basically take it to the next level, understand the email campaigns and get involved. And it would just be my suggestion that, again, the key to success in this industry is in the follow-up, and it's how do you stay in connection with your potential customer and being in front of them. And Adam is so correct that getting a daily email, even if they don't click on it every day, I see Adam's name every day or 2 or 3 times a day, because I'm always wanting to know what he's doing. What kind of campaign is this one? And I'll just jump into his sales funnel, and he's kind enough that I'm in there, but I'll see your name 3, 4, 5, 6 times. Now, let's say, for example, I'm a new person. I know that I sought out this guy named Adam because I wanted to know about this ER shred thing. And, I got the information, and I wasn't ready for a program yet, but you know what? He put out something else on something that I was interested in. He's holding a beer drink in Disney World, and that kind of looked interesting. He looked like he was having a good time with that. What is that? And then he gets an email, like Adam said, and it brings him into his universe, and he may hit the buy button. But once you're in the organization, then it opens them up to the world of Adam, the CISPAC that is, and they can then go, oh, the ER shred. Well, this is kind of neat. And the idea is that, think of it this way, even though, I shouldn't say even though, we have an amazing community, and I've never seen anything like this in business, where when you look at the 23,000 people in ER shred, everybody is cross-line, as we refer to from a business standpoint, meaning we're not financially connected for the most part. There are little pockets here and there, handfuls of individuals, but for the most part, none of us are connected, but we're all willing to help each other getting a good result, right? But at the end of the day, what you got to think about is we're literally, we're at the Kentucky Derby, and Adam is Secretariat right now. So what I mean by that is that, yeah, we've got billions of people out there, so I'm not worried about us running out of potential contacts or even hundreds of millions here. We got 330, 340 million people in the US. I'm not worried about not having enough people to speak to. But from a practical point of view is the early adopters, the people who get started with this first, will increase significantly the likelihood for them to succeed. Now, Adam, you mentioned the Legacy Club, and since I did put up a disclaimer, since this is a business call, we're not making any claims on income. Anything that you hear regarding income is obviously going to be dependent upon your skill set. It's going to be dependent upon your background, your knowledge, your marketing ability, who you know, et cetera. If you understand NowSite, it will be a big one. But the bottom line is that it's very, very simple, easy to get your products paid for, but it can be much, much more than that. And when Adam mentioned Legacy Club, that is when somebody has cumulatively made $1 million or more in Isagenix. It's our fulfillment company, that is. And I think we're up to 345 people who've hit the Legacy Club. And there are many, many people within that group that are multiple numbers of success. So when I said before, previously, I was a money manager. I was a registered investment advisor. I thought my shit didn't stink, so to speak. But I thought I had a pretty high opinion in terms of what the income opportunity was in my industry at the time. And I have to say that my good friend who introduced this to me 17 years ago, when he was making $500 a month, he has surpassed whatever I made on Wall Street, but he basically takes my single best year on Wall Street, which was 7 figures, and he does it each and every year. And he's been in this company for 18 years and he's making a multiple of that. So I'm only saying that in terms of what is possible, because, you know, this is really, it's your gig, it's your business. Maybe it's just getting your car payment. Maybe it's a mortgage payment. Maybe it's the kid's college. But this is where I get so excited. With the opportunity with NowSite, we now have a tool, as Adam said, that the average person has the ability to reach to a large enough audience that they too can be in the Legacy Club. And when I think of Legacy Club, I think of choice, I think of freedom, I think of flexibility, I think of quality of life. I mean, all of that goes way up in terms of what are your opportunities? What is the lifestyle? What's the lifestyle that you choose to live? So Adam, when you have put this to work, can you tell our group here in terms of, I know you and I were kind of in the same boat. Before Year Shred, I was in a bad place mentally, physically, I wasn't feeling great. We were dealing with the pandemic. Everybody was locked down. The gyms were closed. We've been knocked out of our routine. And bottom line, it sucked. I mean, everybody was kind of in the same mindset. ER Shred turned my mindset around. It obviously had a physical impact, but can you tell us what has it done for your business since you've adopted the NowSite in the last 7 months? I mean, what's your outlook now? Where are you today?
So, yeah, it's been fantastic for my business. And, you know, I looked at the last 3 months numbers. And my cycles are ticking up to about, 80% on average higher than they were 3 months ago. And I just looked at my total members in my organization since, if maybe you guys saw it, maybe you didn't, my birthday was March 28th. And I logged in that day to see if I was close to 4,000 people in my organization. And I had surpassed that by like 30 or something like that. But now there's another 264 people in my organization. And guys, I don't know, maybe I might know 10 of them. And so it's just been absolutely a game changer for new customers, for existing customers, and for those customers that, have not expired like dead, but, their account has expired. So yeah, I mean, it's just, and I'm confident that the work that I'm putting in now, because I'm continuing to do it every day, will pay off 6-7 months from now too. And I can't say enough about it. I mean, my people are coming in to Isagenix. And if they have somebody interested in Isagenix, they say, hey, Adam, my friend is interested in Isagenix. Can you make me a website? Sure can. Boop, 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 boop. 2 seconds. It takes me, no, not 2 seconds. It takes me 2.5 minutes to make 2 websites, one for collagen, one for shred. And if they want something more specific, I'll do that too. 2.5 minutes. It creates, massive duplication. They send it out. They look like they're the professional. They look like they are the, the credibility. And that's why people buy. They don't buy from you because of the product. They buy from you for the benefit. And if you look like a professional, if you look like you know what you're talking about, and if you present it that way, people will try it. And then it's up to you, obviously, to cultivate that relationship and so on and so forth. So back to real quick. So when they send that website, if that person does click on, let's just say they send them the ER Shred website. So within that, what I've created for mine, and it's available to all of you, is the four flavor options: chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, and Neapolitan, which is all 3. And then in that same email, in that same website, is a new customer opt-in button. So they can do it themselves. The new customer can click opt in, type in their email, and then boom, they're part of the email campaign. Or if they choose not to, or they don't see it, the person that sent them that website, what I tell them is, as soon as they enroll, grab their website, put it in that, and then boom. It's just crazy how once you learn it, it is easy, but once you learn it, it becomes so easy. And guys, I didn't know what a ClickFunnels was back in the day. I still kind of don't. I cannot create a website. I can copy a website. I can duplicate a website. I had no training in this at all, but I did see a meme years ago that said, market to others how you would like to be marketed to. So that just makes total sense, to me, to do what would make me do something similar that would make me interested.
Exactly.
That's all I do.
And we're talking systems here. I'm like, with Isagenix, with the ER shreds, the collagens, you have product system in place. Those systems work. The 11-day protocols, everything from A to Z is set up for you guys. You cannot fail if you follow the system. And if you have exactly the same system marketing-wise, like how to brand yourself, how to communicate with new clients across all of those social media platforms at global level, not just the US, not just Canada. You guys on a daily basis can connect with people in the UK, can connect people from all of the open countries Isagenix is in. There is no restrictions for you to do business in any of those countries. Mm-hmm. And you have the tools for this now. Like we're working on a full panel of tool in Spanish, working with somebody else with doing the same tools in Russian. So it's unlimited to what you're going to do for your business. If you just limit yourself to the few hundred people you have in your network, it's just going to grow that far. But if on a daily basis, you just share, you just do live, it's like you just take yourself out of your shelf, out of your comfort zone, and try something new. Adam tried something new and he keep trying. It's just like, it's like, if you listen to this, like the first questions a lot of people ask me, it's like, but how many posts can I put on a daily basis on Facebook and everything else? I'm like, how many hours a day do you have? And you can do this. You can do 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 posts. It's like as many as you're going to post it out there, as many people is going to be seeing you. Why do you think everybody talk about Adam? Because Adam posting all day long. And it's branding. You brand yourself. It's like you're putting yourself out there with knowledge you're sharing with everybody. You're going to be recognized as a guru in your business. People are going to come to you to ask questions about what you do. And the more you're using the systems and a tool, the easier it's going to be for you.
Yeah, guys. I mean, Gary V he said something that stuck with me. There's 7-something billion people in this world. 4 billion are on social media. Don't worry about posting too much. Just don't. I mean, we don't know what the real algorithms are within social media anyway. So just go and just do it. And if you want to, I mean, you don't have to, but it's been working for me. And I'm positive that it'll work for everyone else that follows suit, because that's all I do. I look at somebody that's successful, and I see what they do and the consistency of it. So I just match it. I'm like, well, why not? It's free too. I mean, now site's not free, but social media for the most part is free. Utilize it. I mean, people got to know your store is open, right? I tell that to my team all the time. Adam, I only made this much money, whatever. Well, does everybody know that your store is open? I mean, what if people come knocking on your door if you had a brick and mortar and you were closed? Or
for those that don't,
right. People will stop coming back eventually.
How much is it? Because you brought up a good thing in terms of it's free. Well, it's all, in my view, it's almost free in comparison to what the alternative is. And that is, how much does it cost to get started with NowSite?
Well, it's like the plan, 90% of people starting with is $19 a month. $19 a month, guys. And you got all of those marketing tools you can use.
Mm-hmm. When I told my physical therapist, he's got his own business and he does constant contact or something like that. And when I first got into NowSite, and I told him what I was doing, and this is before I upgraded my membership, by the way, to where I was still paying $19 a month. And I told him everything that I was learning and what I was doing and how I was keeping track of everybody. And I told him, it was $19 a month. He goes, "What? Are you kidding me?" I forget. I think he's paying like $199 a month for constant contact. And I get his emails and they're horrible. They're horrible. I mean, I will not, it's just generic. It's got nothing to it. And I'm like, wow.
And not only that, but if he has a ClickFunnels, which is a separate business, he's going to be paying them $100 minimum, right, and then multiples of that depending upon how large his are. And based upon what he's paying for constant contact, probably gonna have to pay several $100s for that.
The value is definitely for $19. I mean,
value is there, and this is a great thing, is that without going broke, you get to learn as you go. And ISA NowSite Collaborators is the name of the Facebook group, and that is just like the ER Shred community. It's absolutely amazing how everyone's willing to help everybody out. So it is the law of large numbers, guys. For those that, you understand, exponential numbers, geometric progression. When Adam said he had 264 new customers, here's the deal. Let's say 10% of them, which is the average number, share. Well, that's 26 people sharing. And let's say they share with 2 people, and then so on and so on. One thing that I failed to mention in this is, I'm assuming everybody understands the comp plan. You get paid on everybody in your organization. So for example, I've been in this, I started all over again in 2006, but 2004. But my first enrollment is as important to me as the person who just enrolled this morning. I had a NowSite enrollment. I just sent them my link. They signed up. I had 2, and I thought, this is incredible. Now, those 2 people, their business volume counts the same as the first person who I signed up 17 years ago. And that's the key, is that you get paid on everybody in your organization infinitely, which is mind-blowing when you think about it. So from a standpoint of law of large numbers, Adam is well on his way. So when he's saying he's putting the work in today, it'll tend to show up maybe 6 months from now. I don't know the exact numbers in the network marketing industry, how it correlates. I know that in the financial industry, whatever effort you put in, it took about 6 to 9 months to really begin to show up in terms of your income. And that's the other thing, is that I think anybody who comes to this is not a get rich quick concept. It's not at all. You get what you put into it. But I think everybody should give this a 3 to 5 year time horizon. And this is equivalent to just about any other business. I mean, most businesses lose money for the first 3 years, and they don't even break even to year 4. Here, you don't have any overhead. except for Now Site and your membership, which is minimal, but you can literally start out the gate that first couple of weeks where you're turning a profit, and then you can grow it from there. So I am thrilled with the opportunity we have with this. I really want to elevate what you've done and edify you, Olivier, because I think it's marvelous in terms of what you guys have created, and you're looking at, you know, in terms of what's possible within our organization. Olivier, what is your goal? What do you see happening in the next 12 months?
So in the next 12 months, I'm like, you know what, Zach, what I thrive with, it's messages from clients. Like I got a couple months ago, like a month ago, from Adam, explaining to me, without a system like this, last October, he was on his way out of the business.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
That is just giving me goosebumps. And it's each person you're going to, it's like we're going to be able to help. You don't know how deep it's going to be. I'm like, somebody would just need to make like $300 more a month, or just pay for their products to be in better health, and they cannot afford this now. If we able, it's like, to show them that systems and they're able to do that for themselves, it's a win-win. I'm like, I'm always been like that in my life. I'm like, I always been giving out. And what I really want to do is see Isagenix utilize this 1,000-fold. You multiply 250 distributors using the tools now to 250,000 distributors, and we'll be talking about billions of dollars in sales and income to each one of those distributors, not just the top leaders. Mm-hmm. That's what motivated me. That's why I'm spending hours and hours just like creating those videos for you guys, those social content for you guys, those new products is like coming up, like sales funnels and all of those tools, because I know there is a light at the end of the tunnel for a lot of you, for a lot of you people. And from the age of 20 to 90 years old or plus, there is no restriction of ages. I'm training people. I'm like a lot of people is like in my age bracket and up, like they're not computer savvy. I'm like, that's learning is not a skill. Learning is a will. If you're willing to learn, you'll be able to grow. Evolving, it's always been in a human nature. If you do not evolve, you just stag and die. And by you be able just to learn a new, like a new thing, a new tool, a new system, and just embrace this, you're going to be able to change your life and a lot of other people's life. We're not talking about just ourselves. It's not for ourselves. I see this. I'm like, that'd be a shame if Adam quit last October. You know, how many lives did Adam touch over the past 6 months? How many of those people are able just like to enjoy the year trade with better health for themselves, their family, and it's like everybody else? This is, I'm like, we don't understand how powerful all of what we have in our hands. We just need to stop shooting ourselves in the foot every day. We just need to stop doing this and start to think positively. It's like, okay, what do I need to do to get out of my routine? When it's like that comfort zone is not helping you, it's just killing you. So just by able to duplicate the systems, by able just to watch what everybody else is doing, it's just try it out. There is no contract. Newsflash, $19 a month, no contract. So just try it. It's 4 Starbucks coffee. That's it. Just get your business. That's all it is. Yep. You spend that money on 4 Starbucks coffee. Just give it yourself $20 just to give it a try to get more business and more income for you and your family.
It's less than half a cycle.
That's insane.
Right.
So again, I didn't bring this up, but sometimes we skip over it. How much is a cycle?
5410.
There you go. And it's been that since the very beginning. 20 years, almost 20, it'll be 20 years in August. So it hasn't changed a nickel, which is really, really impressive. It just shows you how solid the financial structure is of our fulfillment company that we partnered with. And I just wanted to say something. I mean, learning's not a skill, but it's the will. And this is where we get into mindset work, guys. And we're going to spend a lot more time in this. But if you haven't vision board, or if you haven't created that vision, do that. I mean, why wait? But where do you want to be next year, 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now? Because basically it's kind of unlimited in terms of what's possible. Sean and the Escobars did this, digging literally the Panama Canal with a spoon back in the day when it was belly to belly. I mean, literally it was before we even had the DVDs in the company. We didn't have any marketing at all. Randy and Tony did it in a year, and not even quite a year and a half in terms of heading the Legacy Club. Sean went to work at the age of 22, and by 30, he was retired. And he said, hey, I took 10 years off. I'm now 40, realized I'm going to come back and literally share. He wanted to share a gift. He shared ER Shred. It was a simple concept that he put on the front end of this elimination component that led to their turnaround in their health, both for Crystal and Sean Escobar. And it was that story that he was willing to go out on Facebook with and do his lives that attracted both Adam and myself and many, many of you. And look what it's grown today. I think we've gone from like 19,000, just under 19,000, I think we were in October, just about that. And I think we're close to 23,000. It's insane how much growth we've had in our community in such a short period of time, and we're just now getting started. So guys, it's passion meets your passion meets your purpose. That's gold. We have that. Simplicity duplicates. We have that in the ER Shred. We have that with the Now site, as Adam pointed out. That is simplistic. That will duplicate in your organization. Adam, I want to end it with you in terms of I know you said Legacy Club is around the corner, but what is the goal for the CISPAC? What is your thoughts on the business, and where do you want to be?
Yeah, so how I see the next year going is, like I said earlier, the work that I'm putting in now, the work that my team is putting in now will pay off tenfold, probably more, within a year. But guy, this is, I know unless you're in it, it's hard to understand, but trust me when I tell you, this is simple and it's easy to duplicate. I highly recommend you doing it. But as far as the CISPAC, so I just got offered, I haven't gotten a job offer yet, but I likely will get a job at Disney World, which is one of my dreams. And so the goal is to have a house here in Maryland, and then a condo or something down there to where we can snowbird it, because I hate the cold. So that would be where I see the CISPAC in hopefully less than a year. But yeah, guys, what Olivier was saying is dead on true. If I had not found Sean doing the ER Shred and his lives and talking about his struggles and being 100% genuine and authentic, and then meeting Olivier thereafter, yeah, 2020 took its toll, man. I was ready to give it up because I was making barely any money, and I was praying for a sign or a sign either way, though, right? Not a sign to stay in or a sign to stay out, but either way. And I'm certainly grateful for what this community has given me. And like Olivier said, since I stayed in, how many people, have changed their lives healthfully. And this one chick, she's lost like 30 pounds. She hit the director's pool last month. She texted me, and I put it on social media. Adam, it says I made $2,100 this week. Is that correct? I'm not complaining. Is that correct? Like, yeah, you did. So yeah, the amount of people that we can touch is unlimited, guys. And this is a great tool to use to do that.
Fantastic. Well, Olivier, Adam, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I have jumped into it finally again with my buddy Colin, And I have to say, just in the last week, I think at Olivier's suggestion and what you've done, Adam, I think we've created probably 20 duplicate sites for people who are brand new that in the past weren't sharing. They would share if someone asked them or if they thought about it, but they're so excited having their own landing page now with a buy button on it. They're becoming active, which is quite exciting. So again, thank you from the bottom of my heart, because it's going to have an impact on our business. And for everybody out there, if you have any questions, please reach out to Adam or Olivier. They're very available. Olivier, what's the best way to reach you?
You guys just get on my site, the 360oli.com, or just friend me on Facebook.
Perfect. And Adam, I know as a board member, you're very visible within the ER Shred community. People know how to reach out to you.
Yep.
We're here to help, and thank you so much. And I think this is going to be of all the tools, this is going to be a foundational piece for you to be successful with the ER Shred and any of the other products for that matter. Guys, thank you very much. We've gone an hour, and I look forward to doing this again. Adam.
All right, guys. Take care.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Good night, everyone.
Hey, thanks, everybody. I was off screen so I could do my commenting. I didn't want it to look like I wasn't paying attention. Appreciate y'all.
Mimi, we
Bye.
know you're always here. Good
Yeah,
night.
I was
Thank you
engaged
so
on
much.
your Shred page.
Great stuff.
Have a
I
good
can't
one.
wait to re-listen to this.
Yeah,
Forget
you
it.
should do it. I got my rank
rank I was a
increase.
wee bit late getting in, so I need to re-listen. It was
Definitely.
amazing.
Yeah, amazing.
It will be
Bye, Bob.
recorded,
Thank you,
and it'll be
Bob.
up on the Facebooks. It'll be
You're
in
the
our
best,
groups.
Bob.
Thank you, everyone.
Good night.
Appreciate you all. Good night.
Bob,